Going in depth now with the Target 12 investigators, Governor Dan McKee is lashing out at the Federal Reserve.
That's right. He says their efforts to combat high inflation are hurting Rhode Island. Target 12 investigators Tim White and Eli Sherman are here now with what's behind his criticism.
Eli, let's dissect some of the governor's comments here. Interest rates have been going up for a while now, but we are only now hearing from McKee when some major development projects in Rhode Island have run into problems.
Yeah, definitely, Tim. As we know, in Pawtucket, the massive soccer stadium project, Tidewater Landing, is having some financial problems. In Providence, we're seeing some financial uncertainty surrounding the Superman building, where the developer may be seeking some more taxpayer money to get that done. And even on the public side in Warwick, they're trying to build a couple high schools there, and they just came out this past weekend saying that the math behind trying to get the finances in order for that are not lining up. So, you know, definitely these things are on the horizon for a lot of development projects, and McKee is placing the blame on the Fed.
Well, why don't we hear from McKee himself? Our colleague Sheena Lusciuto caught up with the governor on Tuesday. He said that unless the Feds reverse course on their fiscal policies, pain is coming.
And we are going to call on them to, make it known that they're done with raising and they're going to start lowering. We have real estate values that have settled and they're actually being reduced. You see that I go up and down here in Warwick. The gas prices are well below $3 a gallon along the strip. What are we fighting for, and what is the damage?
So the governor is saying, look, the housing market's settling down, and he at least is seeing some pretty good gas prices. Do you think he has a point?
Well, yes and no, Tim. I want you to take a look at this chart here. Inflation from the beginning of the pandemic, it fell, but then it really has been shooting up for a really long time. In the past few months, we are seeing it start to decline. It's just about at 6% in February. But that is still triple what the Fed is trying to see, which is around 2%, which they think is a healthy mark for the economy. And I think if you ask anyone who's going to the supermarket or buying goods right now, they're still feeling it in their pocketbook or their wallets.
McKee said he hopes that other governors, and not just himself out there alone, will join his call to the Feds to start lowering interest rates. But there's no indication that's going to happen anytime soon, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Fed isn't going to meet again to announce any sort of change to fiscal policy until May. And, every day, every week that passes for these development projects matter. And so I would expect, Tim, that as this progresses, that the governor is going to be facing a lot more questions from people about where these projects stand. And in the meantime, we're not going to see interest rates change.
In fact, in early May, they could go up again.
Absolutely right.
The Fed decide to do that.
The Fed has given no indication, despite all of this turmoil, especially in the commercial real estate market, that they will lower the interest rates in May.
All right, Eli Sherman, thank you very much. We have extensive coverage on WPRI.com.